And we are live on LinkedIn and Instagram. Hello, everyone. So happy to have my dear friend Sunita here. She is a genius when it comes to raw food, when it comes to healthy eating, using food as medicine. This incredible human being has done so much work. She's been to so many seminars. She's read books. She has researched this. She's been living it and doing it for years. And if there's anyone that you really want to tap into their knowledge about these sorts of things, Sunita would be the one. She is also a neighbor here in Chicago. I have been a part of her. You do it quarterly cleanses, like every seasonal cleanses, right? Seasonal cleanses. So I don't know, are you still doing them live or not?
No, all virtually.
Oh, virtually. So cool. Okay. And I know you have clients from all over the world, so that must make them very, very happy. And you have a retreat coming up in Hawaii. So we'll save that for the end. I'll have you tell the guests a little bit more about that. But today our topic is all about sleep. If you are familiar with Arianna Huffington, she became an expert on sleep. She had a traumatic event happen and she's written books on it. She's done all kinds of speaking on the importance of sleep. I had the pleasure of being a part of one of Sunita's cleanses, and to my wonderful surprise, she had one of the guests that were part of this cleanse, one of her clients, walked in on the second day of the cleanse and literally shouted, I had the best sleep of my life last night. And she was in awe. She absolutely could not believe how incredible her sleep had shifted in a matter of 24 to 48 hours of changing her diet and making a few simple changes. Sunita, I'll have you tell a little bit more about her story, because what stuck with me was I didn't even know, she had suffered from insomnia and sleep apnea for 20 years. And she was sleeping, you mentioned, with this machine, the sleep apnea machine. I remember her saying that she got approved because her sleep apnea was so bad that she got approved for this new technology. It was like some sort of an implant in her chest, and was scheduling the surgery to get this done. And because of her experience in your cleanse, she donated her sleep apnea machine. She no longer needs certain medications, and her I think you said her blood work has completely shifted. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about, you actually talked to her, so what were some of the things that she shared with you?
Yeah. Firstly, thank you for having me. It's so wonderful to be here with you, Megan. Thank you for the lovely introduction. Hello, everybody. It's great to see you guys here. Yes, this client of ours it just blew my mind what happened. The transformation that she had in 24 hours, and you were part of it, Megan. So, to see it firsthand. She was struggling with sleep apnea and insomnia for 20 years, and she had a lot of allergies and lots of issues. She was on lots of different medications. But just starting with the cleanse, within 24 hours, she noticed a big difference. She slept for the first time in her life through the night after 20 years. Like you said, she came in and she was like, I feel like $1 million. I have not slept this good in my entire life. And what we did was we had just started the seasonal, I think it was the spring cleanse, and just getting her on an anti-inflammatory lifestyle, eating pure green plant-based foods. It just shifted her body so much, and that she enjoyed, her allergies went away. She could sleep better. In fact, her husband had to wake her up to make sure she was fine. And she no more needs the sleep apnea machine. She went back to her doctor, and she's not no more meds. She really feels so much better. She lost the weight without trying, and she's more energized. So this has really become a lifestyle of eating healthier. And part of what she learned with us, introducing healthy foods and taking it into her lifestyle. So it was really transformational. So it was so encouraging to see. And we just caught up with her about a month ago, and she's been, continuing it into her lifestyle. And she said, I really feel good. So and she's looking great. She's looking younger than she was before.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, so I just got a notification that the volume is very low. I'm wondering if. Okay, so thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. This is the first time we're doing it on LinkedIn and Instagram, so maybe we do it separately next time. But all right, I just turned up the volume on my phone, and you know what? I'm actually going to put this nearer. Change.
I just turned up my volume too, so I hope everyone can hear.
Sides here. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Anyways, okay, so let's get back to it. So she had life transformation from being a part of your cleanse, learning a few simple things that she could change in her life, and then implemented that going forward. So we today are going to talk about 5 simple changes that anyone can make in their life to have the best night's sleep ever, every night. What is the number one thing you think that people can do?
So the first thing is pay attention to what you eat and drink, So like replace processed food, fast food, and sugar with delicious, healthy food. Watch what you eat after dinner. It's like the after dinner dessert or snacks really throws people off. It's like they eat 2 sugary desserts after dinner, like in ice creams or desserts or salty snacks, that will disrupt your sleep patterns. So for instance, sugar revs you up. So you are feeling like kind of wired, and salty snacks after dinner will make you feel thirsty at night. So you will actually wake up at night or drink more water before you go to sleep. And then you'll have to wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, which will disrupt your sleep. So really swap out for healthy dinner, after dinner alternatives. And I can share some examples with you. Like, for instance, if you really are craving something sweet after dinner, swap out like a big cheesecake with a date or something. We're just trying to transition so you don't eat too much sugar after dinner, because that really revs you up. So like a medjool date, or have a nice herbal tea, or even a warm turmeric latte if it's cold where you are at that time. Mm-hmm. But limit your caffeine. Caffeine really throws it off. Have your caffeine before 4 p.m. or if your body's really sensitive, have it in the mornings, because it takes about 5 hours to cycle caffeine out of your system. So, and if
5 hours? Really?
Yes,
5 hours.
5 hours.
Oh my
goodness.
goodness.
Like if I have it at 4, I cannot. Like caffeine, alcohol, and even chocolate, like dark chocolate. People think, oh, it's healthy. I can have a little after dinner snack, after dinner little nibble on dark chocolate. But dark chocolate also has caffeine. And for me, I have to have it before 4 p.m. Otherwise, I'm up longer than I should be. I just go to sleep. But just watch those things which are stimulants. You want to watch the stimulants.
So what do you say for the people, I've heard this before, that they drink coffee and it doesn't affect them, like they can still go to sleep?
So for those who are already are not so sensitive to caffeine, if it works for you, that's fine.
Okay.
But those who are sensitive, do not do coffee.
Yeah. And maybe instead of eating dessert after dinner, eat dessert for breakfast.
Yes. Have it for breakfast. Have your fruits anyway. You should have fruits in the morning before 12 o'clock. Yeah, have your sweeter stuff early part in the day. But of course, choose healthy options like natural fruits. Fresh summer fruits right now. Your berries, your watermelons, juicy watermelon. It's so nice and cooling, as opposed to having a heavy dessert which is going to sit with you for the rest of the day, and you're not going to feel that great. Yeah.
Okay, great. And I want to say hi to a few people here. We have Goldie, Dev, Elizabeth, JD. Yay. Thank you guys for being here. I know you're going to get some great information from my friend Sunita. Okay, so let's go to the next one. So we cover the number 1, which is replace processed foods and sugar with delicious natural alternatives like dates, and then limit your caffeine intake before 4 p.m. Okay, so number 2, what is the second change that they can make?
So number 2 is go more plant-based on your plate. All the research coming down is saying more plant-based because it's anti-inflammatory and has more fiber. So it will really regulate your system. So if it's on your plate, go more plant-based, and then if you still want to eat meat, make it more like a condiment, like little, but more fiber. And it's lighter for you, especially now that it's summertime. So heavy, plant-based.
Got it. Okay. So inflammation, this is like a buzzword, right? So can you talk a little bit more about like, how do you know if you have inflammation? What are some of the symptoms?
Swelling. The easy part is, bloaty face, swelling, your joints hurt, achy, you're feeling achy, pain, and just get sick easily, catch the flu easily. Yeah. Just you don't quite feel yourself. You just feel a little puffier. Just that's physically, but it can be in your bones too, which is a little difficult to feel, but then you feel the pain, aches and pains that's caused by inflammation. Yeah.
Great. And yeah, just from my own experience, like if your clothes fit a little differently, they feel tight. I mean, you can weigh yourself too. You will see like if you have inflammation, you will see a change in your weight pretty quickly. Your face. So one of the things that I've done is I know that dairy is very inflammatory for me. And there was a weekend where I had a ton of cheese, like it was wine and cheese all weekend. And I took a picture of my face. And then a week later, when I had stopped eating dairy, I took a picture of my face again. I could visibly see the inflammation in my face, like more pronounced dark circles, puffy face. Yeah. So those are some things. If you're like, what is making me inflamed, you can do food tests that way. Like literally take a picture of your body and your face, weigh yourself, go eat certain things that you might be questioning, and then a week later or 2 weeks later, cut those out of your diet completely and go and take another photo and see the difference. It's pretty impactful. All right. So number 2 was go more plant-based, using fiber, because fiber, I know I've learned, will clean your system out. So all of the toxins that you have in your system, just by eating like a spoonful of beans, like, a couple times a day, and which sounds weird, but it really does make a difference. And number 3, what is number 3?
So number 3 is an important one. It's tune into your body's circadian rhythm. So your circadian rhythm is basically your body's internal clock that is light sensitive. So it's your sleep and wake cycle that corresponds to day and night. So if you're sleeping more in the day and awake at night, that's not good because you're not in tune with your environment, right? So you really want to be in tune with the light and dark. So it's important when you go to sleep, at night, that it's dark in your room. Try to avoid screen time, no screen time 1 to 2 hours before you sleep, because otherwise your brain is still active. You're still processing what you've seen on TV, or if you're scrolling on the internet, it's going on in your brain. You just kind of want to unwind because, there's just so much going on right now that we can just get wrapped up with the news and everything. So it's important to have like a wind down time. Dim the lights, maybe have a bath, take a bath if that's what calms you down. Just kind of bringing your stress levels down, just kind of unwinding. Like when we wake up, we rev up, but with exercise, waking up the body, your brain is alert. But when you're going to sleep, your body releases a natural hormone, which is melatonin, which promotes sleep. So you want to kind of quieten the environment around, dim the lights, unwind, dark shades, put dark shades, because in some places, depending on which part of the world you are, the sun comes out really early. So you want those dark shades so your eyes don't open before your sleep is totally complete. And then you really want to be asleep between 10 to 2 is what the research is showing, is that when your body has the maximum healing. So you kind of want to be asleep. Yeah, and most of us are not asleep, but I'm trying, it's important to try and push it down to your sleep earlier, because that's the 4 magical hours where your body is really doing the healing process, because it's like your brain, everything shuts down, and then your body goes and does these millions of functions behind the scenes, doing the repair work, resetting your body, so then when you wake up, you're like refreshed. It's like, it's like shutting down and powering up again. So.
That is, wow. That was an aha moment there for me, that from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. is the most impactful time of your sleep. I'm usually in bed at like 11 or midnight. So, and
I think a lot of us that try, and I'm trying to push my,
yeah, and it's so crazy. So I use a Fitbit, I track my sleep, and I think maybe I've had a sleep score in the 90s once, and rarely do I ever get in the high 60s or high 80s. So that is probably why I'm going to bed too late. So I'm going to shift that and see what happens on my sleep score. But that was really, really great information. And so number 3 was tune into your body's circadian rhythm and really have more of a process for shutting down. Just like in the morning, you might have a habit of, brushing your teeth and washing your face and getting dressed and making coffee. So create that same sort of a process for going to bed, but in a different way that allows you to just take it down a couple notches. All right. So number 4.
Number 4 is drink a majority of your water before 6 p.m. I know a lot of us, we are like conscientious about making sure we drink water, but then if we forget we haven't had enough water, we tend to drink it in the evening. And then what happens, right? I've got my water here. And it's, then you wake up at night because your bladder is full. So we need to kind of backtrack that a bit and have most of your water before 6 p.m., because when then it's gone through your system and, you have a nice restful sleep.
Yeah. So what happens for me a lot is I take supplements. I take quite a few supplements every day, and I'll forget to take my supplements right after dinner. And then I'm like, oh crap, I gotta take all my supplements right before bed. So I drink an entire glass of water. Yeah. Okay. So we'll change that process too. But I also wanted to give a shout out to Vincent from Toronto, said that he is watching. So thank you, Vincent. Happy you're joining us here today. And all right, so so number 4 was drink a majority of your water before 6 p.m. and try to limit no liquids 2 hours before you go to bed. And 5, last but not least, number 5, what is the number 5 change that they can make?
So number 5 is adjust meal times. So heavy lunch, light dinner, and eat before 8 p.m. Because if you eat too late, you're just feeling so full and so heavy, you're just going to be restless in bed, So if you do sometimes end up eating a little later, at least go for a walk. But don't do your heavy exercise right before going to bed because, again, your body needs to unwind and shut down. So meal times, adjusting your meal times, very, very important. Okay.
Sounds great. I love it. And that is something that I've started doing too. And I know a lot of people are talking about the intermittent fasting, certain number of hours between meals, or at least from the last meal you eat to the first meal you eat the following day, and how that really helps give your body more time to digest. And so going along with adjusting your meal time, eating the larger meal earlier in the day, before 6 p.m., heavy lunch, light dinner before 8, definitely before 8 p.m. But if you can get it earlier, between 4 and 6 p.m., even better.
That's the best time. When you're eating when there's still daylight, that's good.
Yeah. Okay, great. Those are great tips. And so the reason I am bringing Sunita on today, so Megan Wessel's here. I didn't introduce myself earlier, but most of you know me. I have a network for women entrepreneurs called Powerful Partners. So I create mastermind groups for women who are in the top 1% mindsets in the world. And that really means people who are visionaries, who invest in their personal growth. There's a list of things that I consider to be the top 1%. And Sunita, I consider to be one of those people as well. And she is one of the experts on our panel for Powerful Partners. So when our cohorts get together, they can bring in an expert who is knowledgeable about personal health, about food as medicine, and Sunita would be that person. So one of the benefits of joining Powerful Partners, you get to meet amazing people and learn from them like Sunita. And I know, Sunita, you mentioned that you wanted to offer, if anyone on here would like to go deeper on maybe some of the issues, if you're having sleep issues or inflammation and you're not quite sure what it is, Sunita has offered to do a 50 or 30-minute complimentary call with you. So we'll put that link in the comments below this. But I know on Instagram, the link is in her bio. And on LinkedIn, you can also tap into her, send her a DM, send her a message, direct message on LinkedIn, and she will send you that link as well. Anything else you wanted to share about that? And then I want to hear a little bit more about this retreat that you're planning too. And I forget what month it is, but I know it's in Hawaii.
Yeah, so the retreat is going to be in March in Hawaii. We're going to the big island of Hawaii, and I'm so excited to offer our culinary wellness retreats. It's really a transformational experience where you spend about a week with us, with a like-minded group in an amazing exotic location. We're going to be on 50 acres of farm to table, delicious farm to table. So it's really a very fun experience where we'll be immersing in the Hawaiian spa cuisine. You know, we always choose a different country. I like to pick exotic locations where I'd like to go to. So I love taking my clients there. So that's coming up in March, and we just have a few spots left. We've got an amazing, phenomenal response to it because we took a bit of a hiatus in terms of our retreats with the pandemic, and now we're very excited to offer them again because I really feel like it's some of my deepest work there, and just to see the transformation that happens for people, you know, when they are living, breathing this kind of experience. So it's really fun. We also do offer seasonal cleanses. We're doing it virtually, so it doesn't matter where you're living, which part of the world. Now we're able to do it virtually, and actually it's taken a life of its own. It's so fun to do it virtually, cooking in our kitchens together and really learning. You know, because there are a lot of people who just talk about eating this and this and this, but it's like, how does that translate into my life? You know, what is it, how is it customized to you? So that's what we show you how to prepare this food, what will make you thrive. So we offer a lot of private coaching. If you're interested, you know, as Megan said, you can hop on a call. You know, we have a complimentary coaching, or just see how you want to up-level your health, because I think everybody really deserves vibrant, good health. And there's no reason why you cannot have it.
Yeah. And I will say too, just my experience doing a cleanse, like, yes, you can buy a book and you can read a book about doing a cleanse, but when you do it with a live group of people, one, they hold you accountable, and two, your body is going to go through changes. So having people there to validate that these changes are normal, but also an expert like Sunita to kind of walk you through what to expect. And then because I know, like, I did a cleanse recently with a group of people, and I got a migraine like day and a half after doing the cleanse, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I thought something happened. I haven't had a migraine in months, and all of a sudden I got a migraine. Well, it turns out 75% of the people doing the cleanse also got migraines in that first 48 hours. So that made me feel a lot better. But it also it was, you know, talking to the coach that was leading this cleanse, having someone explain, like, this is what your body is going through, and that's why that happened, like, just made it even more compelling to like keep going, right? Because you're like, oh, this is a good thing.
Right. It's the healing phase that you went through when you had that headache, you know, because if I recall, you used to have headaches in the past, right? So it was sometimes old symptoms come up, and it's your body's way of healing it. So they do manifest, but they go away. Yeah.
Yeah, so interesting. And I know there was a lot of experiences that people had during your cleanse too. And it was so great to have you there and like just have this group of people to be open and vulnerable and talk to you about these changes that were happening. And then let's see. So I also wanted to share that on Thursday, I am hosting a 60-minute mastermind. This is free. So for any women entrepreneurs out there, I know we all go through this, you have a challenge in your business or personally that you're really struggling with, this would be a place you can sign up. It's free. And this is a place where you can be vulnerable. It will be a very small group of us virtually. We'll create this safe space, and every one of us is going to learn from each other. I'm going to take one person in the hot seat through their challenge, and the rest of the group will provide feedback, ask questions. You'll see what this process is like and how powerful it is when you have a group of people, and this is really what Powerful Partners is all about. You have a group of people who are like-minded, who get you, who are in similar shoes and can really shine a light on some different perspectives of the situation that you're in that you may not have known already. And it's so amazing because there's this whole gamut of like what we know that we don't know, but there's all this space of what we don't know. And that comes from experiences, perspectives, expertise, and everyone in the group will bring that to the table. It would be so powerful, and everyone will learn something that they can walk away with. Very valuable for your business. So go ahead and scan the code here. I will put a link to it below. Like I said, it is free. So come join us on Thursday. And I look forward to seeing you all again. Anything else you wanted to leave the group with, Sunita?
Just, I hope you have the best restful sleep every night. Just these few changes can make a big difference. And I want you to have a good restful sleep. And, it is achievable, so just tweak these little things. And if you are struggling, just feel free to reach out. I'll be happy to help you.
Yeah. And we have on LinkedIn, Sayam, I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, so I apologize. Maybe from Turkey. And he said, yeah, he joined us today. So thank you. I hope you get some inspiration and some really restful sleep and maybe a couple more than 4 to 5 hours tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much for having me, Megan.
Bye.
Bye.